We're going to make some beeswax, linseed oil, tool handle. I'm going to call it salve because that's what I'm shooting for. I don't want a hard, like, chapstick type product to rub on the handles. I'm looking for more of a thick salve, and that's what we're going to go for today. But basically all you need is some linseed oil, some beeswax, a pot to put it in, a heat source, and a scale of some sort. I'm going to shoot for 75% by weight linseed oil, 25% beeswax, and see what the product turns out looking like. Alright, we went ahead and weighed out 5 ounces of beeswax, and then we put our bucket on the scale, zeroed it out, and we'll do 15 ounces of linseed oil by weight into that. Just for the sake of fumes and we got pretty hot oil, we brought this outside, but we're just going to bring it up to temperature where the wax will melt. The wax is still out here. The oil is in there. You can melt the wax on its own if you wanted to, but wax is actually flammable, and it'll actually flash off and catch on fire, which oil will do the same thing, but at a very a much higher temperature. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the oil up to the temperature where the wax will melt, and then I'll just gradually stir in some more. I'll take it off the heat and stir in some of the wax, and if need be, I'll put it back on the heat, and then we'll let this completely cool, and we'll see if that's the consistency that I was shooting for. If it's not, we'll bring it back out here, we'll heat it back up, and I'll add a little bit more wax, and we'll keep track of the amount of wax, and we can adjust the ratio from there. Alright, I added the wax, and we're going to start stirring it up. And what I'm going to do is, when we get to a point where it seems like the wax isn't really breaking down and melting like it should, we'll pop it back on the stove briefly. That way, we're not going, real high on the temperature scale where the wax might catch fire or anything. And we'll just, and actually, it looks like everything may dissolve by the time it cools off. But like I said, if you need to go back on the fire, just do it in spurts. That way you don't get the wax hot enough to where the beeswax will actually melt. And then another thing I was going to mention was the beeswax that I'm using is capping. So I keep honeybees, and that's my capping wax that I get from when I harvest honey. So there'll be some particulates in mine. It's hard to tell what it will be in there. But if you buy beeswax from a supplier, yours will be a lot cleaner than what I'm using, because I'm just using it straight out of the hive. It's not filtered or anything like that. Alright, we ended up with this. It's a little bit thinner than probably what peanut butter is, and that's about what I was wanting. So if you want a coating that's like this, you stick with the 1 part beeswax to 3 parts oil, or 25-75 percent mixture. And I think it turned out well. And I'll take this, and I've got a couple of tins set aside, and I'll put them in that and stick a lid on them. But we've got a piece of hickory and a piece of oak here, and we'll give them a little touch of this and kind of see how it goes on, if this is what we're looking for. I mean, it's hard to see, but you get a good spread on it. If you leave that set overnight and let the wood draw the oils out of that salve, you'd end up with a really nice finish. You know, it may take a couple coats, may have to wipe it down, but I think this is going to be my new go-to product for all my axe and shovel handles and all that for a finish. So if you like it, let me know. Comment if you have any questions, and as always, subscribe, and I'll try to get more out there.